Once again, you take a glass funnel, invert it with the upper end closed with a cotton plug. Now when you supply heat to the dish which is containing ammonium chloride, you will find that it is solid state, but due to supply of heat it will vaporize, and in the upper ends of the funnel there will be vapors of ammonium chloride seen. Clear? This property is called sublimation, changing directly from solid into gas without moving into the liquid state. Similarly, from gaseous state it can directly solidify, means it is interconvertible without passing into the liquid state. Another thing is about the pressure. Till now we have seen about the heat effect of temperature. Now about pressure. What will happen if you pressurize? You know that if you supply pressure, I told you about the syringe. In the piston, in the syringe you take material and you try to press it with the help of a piston. You find that when air is taken you can compress it very easily. But if it is liquid, it is lesser, and solid will not be compressed at all. So when you apply pressure, at the same time you reduce the temperature, you can convert the gas, that is the air around, into liquid air. Do you know that? This liquid air, especially carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is gaseous in state. But if you apply pressure by reducing temperature, it will be converted into solid carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide, which is solid, is known as dry ice. Here another important difference which you get is solid carbon dioxide is dry ice and ordinary ice. This dry ice is which directly you are reducing the temperature, due to which what will happen, this gaseous carbon dioxide will solidify. That is called dry ice. So when you heat it, it will convert into gaseous, it will sublime. So when pressure is decreased and temperature, with the pressure is decreased to 1 atmosphere, lesser than 1 atmosphere, then it will become solid state without moving into liquid. Clear? Just as air can be liquefied, the carbon dioxide can be solidified. The conditions are reversed. Got that point very clearly? So, interconvertibility. This is a very important diagram which can be sometimes asked. Solid can be converted into liquid by supplying heat. Liquid can be converted into gas by vaporization. Gas can be converted to solid by sublimation. On the contrary, gas, if you condense, that is, reduce the temperature, it will become liquid. Liquid, if you condense, it will solidify. And solid, if you condense, it will become, again, gas, if you condense, it will become solid. And solid, if you supply heat, it will become gas. Sublimation in both the cases. So that is about interconvertibility. So we stop this video till here with a final question from this section. We are supposed to convert the temperature. Now this part you should know how to convert it. Conversion of the scales. If you want, you know there are two different scales in measuring the temperature. Kelvin scale and degree Celsius scale. There are two scientists' names. If you want the Kelvin to be converted into Celsius, okay, say 300 Kelvin is given and you want the Celsius to be recorded. So the formula goes like this. Degree Celsius is equal to, from Kelvin you subtract 273. Okay, so suppose you are given 373 degree Kelvin to be, and in Kelvin there is no degree symbol used. For degree Celsius there is a symbol, small circular sign is used, but in Kelvin you simply write K. So if it is 373 Kelvin to be converted into Celsius, then you subtract 273 from 373, that comes to 100 degree Celsius. Got it? So what should happen if you want to convert the Celsius into Kelvin? The degree Celsius you add 273. Here you are subtracting 273 from Kelvin. For converting Celsius into Kelvin, you add 273. So if it is 100 degrees Celsius, you add 273 to it, comes to 373 Kelvin. Got this point? So interconvertibility, Celsius can be converted to Kelvin, Kelvin can be converted into Celsius reading. You get 1 mark sum based on this. So very simple over here, you have got it. 300 Kelvin and 573 Kelvin you have to convert into Celsius. Second question is 250 Celsius and 100 degrees Celsius you have to convert it into. You can take this question as conversion into Kelvin if you want. So you will get an additional practice. Here the question asks what is the physical state. You know that 250 degrees Celsius means it's very high, so it will be gaseous state, and 100 degree will be both liquid and gaseous, because entire water is not converted immediately. Okay. And a third question, for any substance, why does the temperature remain constant during the change of state? It remains constant because that temperature is not recorded. That temperature is available for the conversion of the state of matter. Remember what I told you about latent heat of fusion and latent heat of vaporization? The temperature which you are supplying is utilized by the particles to convert from one state into another state. So it is not available or it is not recorded. Got that point? Last, suggest a method to liquefy atmospheric gases. If you want to liquefy the atmospheric gas, you have to reduce the temperature and increase the pressure. This is the statement which is given. Applying pressure and reducing temperature, you can liquefy gases. Clear till here? So please do the homework on page number 9. This is the page number 9. And this blue questions which I am showing you is page number 6. Okay, these two, page 6 and page 9, is to be written down in your classwork. Thank you.